It's the craziest thing. And I thank God for my father-in-law, because we went to go see them for Christmas. And my kids started telling stories. Here's how the topic was going. They were telling, what is the maddest you've ever seen your dad? Nice little Christmas conversation. And Holly told her story, and her dad is sitting there, and something about you scratched a car or something like that. And I was half paying attention, and here comes Elijah and Graham, and now they got a story to tell. Oh, I remember the maddest I ever saw my dad. I don't even have to think about it. It's not even close. And they start telling this stupid story, y'all, about one time when I took them on vacation, and something happened, and I lost something that was valuable to me, and I may have gotten a little bit excessively upset about the item and I may have hit the wall, but it wasn't our house. It was a rental. And they start going, they got vivid memories. Oh yeah, and then he hit the wall, and then he said this, and then mommy said, come on kids, let's go outside. I mean, they got the whole thing memorized. But my father-in-law, he said to Elijah, hey, come here, son, sit on my lap. Let me tell you what I remember. He said, Elijah, I remember when you were a little baby, less than a week old. Me and your grandmother came up to help out and be there for you, and we decided to go for a walk because you cried all the time. Remember? No, you don't remember that. You remember me yelling, but you crying. And my father-in-law said, because Elijah's 11 now, he doesn't remember this. My father-in-law said, we were walking, and we got a little bit away from the house down the street, and some bugs came out. And your dad grabbed you out of the stroller, tucked you under his arm like you were a football, and ran back to the house before we could figure out what happened. That's what I remember. And then he said, I remember when you prayed and asked Jesus to come into your heart. And your dad had come home from a preaching trip, and he was tired, but he was so excited that you asked Jesus in your heart that he made a deal with you that y'all could stay up all night playing video games. And I'm sitting there nodding. If I would have had a B3 organ, I would have backed him up. And you stayed up till 3 a.m. in the middle of the night playing video games because your dad wanted you to have a positive association with Jesus. So he thought that video games was the best way, at that stage of your development, to lock it in and to put it in your memory. That's what I remember. That's what I remember. And so I'm just pointing out that maybe you need to remember this year before you leave it. I wish I was at University City. I really do. I messed up coming to Valentine. Y'all don't know how to party. Because when you remember, you think, you know what? I did go through a valley, but I didn't die there. I did have some people leave me, but God stood by my side. I remember. I was thinking how weird it'd be if I was preaching. Just imagine this. Imagine, because Paul and Silas there in prison, is midnight. Everybody shout midnight. And it's completely dark. Imagine if I was just preaching. This would never happen at Elevation Church. And all the lights went out in all the buildings, at all the campuses at Elevation Church while I was preaching. Wouldn't that be the craziest thing? And your stupid glow sticks are messing up my illustration. I forgot they were giving you those. You see, if the lights went out while I was preaching, some of y'all might get nervous that Pastor Steven can't finish his message. Because how can he see his notes? But you don't have to worry about me finishing my message, because I don't need to see my notes, because I got it memorized. It's in my heart. I don't have to see it with my eyes. I got it memorized. I got it memorized. See, sometimes in the middle of the night, if I have one too many Diet Cokes during the day, I might have to get up at midnight and go to the bathroom. But it's not a problem in my house. I don't trip over stuff in my house because I got the path memorized. I don't have to see my way to the see God's goodness in my life, to believe God's goodness in my life. I got it memorized. That's how I can praise Him in the dark. That's how I can worship Him at midnight. That's how I can sing in my struggle. I got it memorized. Somebody shout, I got it memorized. I got a lot of scriptures. I bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless His holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all His benefits. Some of y'all need to forget your failure, forget your frustration, and remember His benefits. Forget the burden and remember the blessing. Got it memorized. Who forgives all your sins. Is anybody forgiven in the dark tonight? You did some things you're not proud of, but you're still here by the grace of God. Who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from the pit and crowns you with love and compassion. I don't have to feel hope to have hope. I have hope in my heart. I know it by heart. I know it by heart. They started singing hymns because they knew them by heart. And if you don't practice it during the daytime, you won't have a praise at midnight. But if you've been practicing this year, you know, I was thinking about my grandmother. And Mom, do you remember when we would go see her and her Alzheimer's was so bad at this point, she could not remember who you were, who she was. But if you started singing, because she was a minister's wife, and if you started singing in the nursing home, she would be looking out into the blankness of the day. All of the light had left her eyes. It was midnight in her mind. But if you said, great is thy faithfulness, oh God, my Father, you'd hear her little voice. It was real thin, and it was real trembly, but she'd say, there is no shadow of turning with thee. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Great is thy faith. I want